Starfire is known for being one of the most attractive members of the Teen Titans, even just within the main continuity. Many fans love Starfire not just because she is visually stunning, but because she is sweet, kind, and always aims to be understanding. She also is super strong, like super strong. She stands up for herself and her beliefs and will do anything in her power to protect her friends and innocent people. And it is this kindness and this strength inside her that people also just find themselves drawn to. Today we'll be exploring every angle of just what makes Coriander's character so attractive as we count down the top 10 hottest alternate versions of Starfire. So get ready to join me on an adventure through the DC multiverse, and be sure to stick around to the end of this list where I will have some bonus content coming your way. Alright, let's get counting. Are my flowers distracting? Number 10, Starfire the Liberator. This version of Starfire isn't a direct alternate of Starfire. She's more of a different character who shares the same name. In fact, this version of Starfire actually existed before Cory herself did in the comics, but she does share some similarities in terms of the type of hero that she is. This Starfire is also an alien who is given up as a baby in hopes that the alien Sukkaroth who took her in would be better able to provide for her. He raised her well, but with the ulterior motive of wanting to marry his ward once she was grown. Or at least when she was 18, which I guess he considers to be grown? Are you fully grown at 18? I think your brain stops growing at 18. Anyways, this child who grew up to become a fair young woman was known as Starfire. Once fully grown, 18, just as Sukkaroth planned to marry her, she managed to escape with the help of a monk named Dagon. Dagon trained her to become a skilled fighter, and the two of them fell in love, but he ended up being captured and killed on Sukkaroth's orders. This inspired Starfire to become a hero, whose main aim was to liberate and free all slaves. Number 9, the Birds of Christmas. This alternate Earth is simply known by the name of the story it appears in the DC special comic, The Nuclear Winter Special. This comic comes with a bunch of Christmas-themed stories, including one where we see into a potential future where global crime has only gotten worse, and where Green Arrow resigned from the Justice League, growing older and becoming a bitter man. He somehow still manages to be invited to the Justice League's annual holiday party though. And though he and Black Canary appear to have gotten on in years, Cory appears in the background, appearing as young and energetic as ever. We see her on the dance floor dancing up a storm, apparently eternally youthful. Maybe her extended youth is because of her alien physiology, or perhaps this is an alternate future where Cory has a daughter who looks just like her. Either way, her bright smile and energy make this alternate version of Starfire look just as stunning as ever. She could also just be older, but we don't see, because you don't actually get to see a lot of these older features until you're zoomed in on these characters for some reason. Number 8, NIGHTSTAR. This version is actually Starfire's daughter. Mary Grayson is the daughter of Starfire and Dick Grayson from Earth 22, but in this reality her mother is also long dead. So NIGHTSTAR in this reality is almost like the Earth 22 version of Starfire at that time, as she's the closest thing they have to a living version of her mother. NIGHTSTAR's powers are very similar to Starfire's, but she looks more like Dick, appearing more humanoid, though she does share her mother's eyes. Earth 22 is the alternate universe belonging to the Kingdom Come storyline, and because they don't see eye to eye, her and her father Dick in this reality do not get along, with Dick siding with Superman and NIGHTSTAR siding with her adoptive grandfather Batman. She ended up being one of the few heroes to survive the nuclear attack. Number 7, Facets. This version of Starfire comes to us from the alternate universe explored in 1988, the New Titans comic series, annual issue number 10. I mostly wanted to include her for her look. Apparently, in this alternate universe, bandage garments are just all the rage, and both Raven and Starfire can be seen in them. Depending on the lighting in the comic, Starfire's outfit goes between being pinkish and black, though I'm assuming the black version is just because she's meant to be shrouded in darkness in those panels. The bands or coils wrap around her legs, arms, and around her neck, giving her a sort of coil necklace. She is barefoot, and this comic also contains a lot of flying butt shots. Like, a lot. This alternate version of Starfire seems to have the full potential of her powers unlocked by an alternate version of Phantasm, who in this reality is a wizard. Number 6, Dark Multiverse Judas Contract. This alternate timeline appearance of Cory is short but great. She briefly appears in this story that reimagines the storyline of the Judas Contract, where instead Tara becomes inspired by Dick leaving the mantle of Robin to become her own supervillain. all because Robin told her she could be more. She kills Deathstroke and then takes on the Teen Titans, and even goes up against the Justice League, adopting the mantle Gaia. Kory in this alternate universe is obviously a bit younger than her main continuity counterpart, and as such has a look more inspired by her original appearance in the comics, as well as that big curly 80s hairstyle that I love so much. Give me all that big hair. Who doesn't love when Kory sports that original look as well? Sadly, this alternate version of Starfire, like many other heroes in this story, meets her end at the hands of Gaia. Number 5. Shatter Starfire. Shatter Starfire is a combination of the character Shatterstar from Marvel, a mutant hero known for his affiliation with the X-Force and New Mutants, and Starfire herself from DC. Shatter Starfire first appeared in the Amalgam Universe comic X-Patrol, whose name is a mashup of the DC's Doom Patrol and Marvel's X-Men. Shatter Starfire has more a Starfire-inspired look to her than a Shatterstar look. There is very little that this Amalgam version of her cannot accomplish as well, as she has enhanced speed, strength, and reflexes, as well as enhanced agility and flexibility on top of the standard Starfire powers, emitting energy blasts, flying, and adopting new languages via physical contact. Her costume includes armor-like shoulder pauldrons and a headpiece, as well as a very small purple bodysuit with cutouts similar to her typical look. Number 4. Starfire. In the comic series Flash Forward, we get to visit Earth 13, where we are introduced through Wally's adventure to a very different but equally sexy version of Starfire, Starfire. On Earth 13, while talking with an alternate version of Etrigan, worlds seem to blend together and collide as the multiverse seems to stretch and worlds kind of ooze into one another, afflicted by dark matter. Earth 13 appears to be blending together with Earth 32, which is where Starfire and her Outlaws of Justice are from. This version of Starfire looks more fearsome and emanates with power, although we only get a brief glimpse of her. Her hair is a swirl of flame and her eyes glow a yellow-green. The crop top she wears here has a very different and dramatic cutout pattern when compared with her original look. Number 3. Flashpoint. Flashpoint Starfire proves just how fearsome Kory can be, and reminds us why we likely don't want to mess with her. In the Flashpoint timeline, Kory is a villain who joins up with Wonder Woman's female Furies. Her costume seems to magically stay on, as it is mostly made up of dark purple flame-like swirls. She also wears a headpiece, long purple gloves, and thigh-high boots. Unfortunately, in this alternate timeline, she is killed by a trap Dick Grayson catches her in. The two might be lovers in an alternate timeline, but in the Flashpoint timeline, they become enemies when Dick gets in her way. She aims to shoot him with her blasts, but Dick manages to evade them and causes Kory to create an explosion that results in her death. Number 2. Star Canary. This version of Starfire is actually a mashup of two characters. She comes to us from the comic Superman/Batman, which combines the two titular superheroes' worlds to create a mashup universe. In this universe, Black Canary and Starfire are combined to give us Star Canary. Star Canary has Starfire's ability of flight and her posture and bronze skin, as well as her poses, while having the blonde hair, costume, and canary cry belonging to Black Canary. Number 1. DC Universe Online. Starfire appears in an even more revealing version of her already quite revealing outfit in the video game DC Universe Online. At least, she originally did. Her look has obviously changed throughout the years. DC Universe Online is a massive multiplayer online game where players can create their own character, making them a hero or a villain in the world of DC. Their character can then travel around and interact with familiar characters, heroes, and villains from the DC Universe. Among those characters that you can interact with is Starfire. She originally appeared in the game in an almost string version of her costume, with a hip-length mane of long red hair, and purple thigh-high boots and gauntlets. Like I said, that's at least how she originally appeared in the game. Updates over time have changed her look to that of a high-necked bodysuit, without any cutouts. She also wears thigh-high boots and elbow-length gloves. Her hair also now appears to be a little bit longer with the updated look. Either version, of course, has Starfire looking stunning, and what I really love is how her look has changed over time in that game. Thank you so much for watching, Nerd Squad. What are some of your favorite alternates for Starfire? Which alternate version of hers do you think is the most powerful? Do you have a favorite alternate Earth that you think is severely lacking in an alt Starfire appearance? Let us know in the comments below. And speaking of comments, it's time to turn to some comments from one of our latest videos, Top 10 Scary Carnage Alternate Versions. The Dark One comment events, Venom 2 is gonna come out and he'll be there. I hope Carnage will be there, and Spider-Man as well. I really want my crazy Maximum Carnage movie. Someone make it happen. Sunstar writes, love how you describe Cletus Cassidy as Carnage's main squeeze. Hilarious. Aunt May Carnage is awesome. Aunt May Carnage is pretty awesome. I hope we get to see her and her universe's villainous sidekicks of Alt Uncle Ben and Alt Peter again soon. They were just all so much fun. And yes, Carnage plus Cletus equals love forever. Or really, Carnage plus Carnage, because Cletus and his symbiote are Carnage, really. And that's all the time we have for comments today. Be sure to comment below for a chance to have your thoughts and dreams shared in a future video. This has been Top 10 Nerd, and I'm your host, Amanda McKnight, reminding you to stay nerdy, YouTube.